we're going to talk about, I'm going to give you a number, and then you're going to break it apart into a factor tree, and then using those factors, you are going to write an expression using powers and exponents. So I'll walk you through it. So let's start with like the number, let's start with 48. So how would you break that apart into a factor tree?
You could break it apart into 24.
Okay, 24 and what else?
24 and 12.
Well, so is 24 times what equals 48?
24 times 24 equals 48.
I don't know about that. Why don't you work that out? Is 24 times 4 48?
No, but 24 times 2.
Yeah, there we go. Okay. Times 2. Okay. What else can we do here?
Like different ways I could break the number up.
Yeah, what else can we break up?
You could make it into a 36.
Well, hold on, Noah. Remember with their factor tree. So now I can't break up the 2 more, so now I'm going over to the 24. So what two numbers multiplied together can equal 24? And there's not just one right answer.
12 and 2.
Sure. All about the 2's. Love it. Okay. What else?
That can 6 and 2.
Okay.
Go into 12.
Then what else?
3 and 2.
Okay. Anything else?
Nope.
What do you call these numbers whose only factors are 1 and itself?
That's the identity.
No.
No, community.
No.
If it's 1 in itself.
Yeah. So numbers like 2 and 7 and 5, 13. No, they're called prime. So I want you to circle all the numbers. Tell me which numbers are prime that I should circle.
Prime numbers 3.
Okay.
And that's all.
Are there any other numbers that I can multiply together to get 2 other than 1 and 2?
Other numbers than 1 and 2. No.
Okay.
2.
So would 2 also be prime?
Yeah.
Okay. So should we circle the 2's?
Yeah.
Okay.
2. It's weird how it seems like most odd numbers are prime, but really it's like 2's the only number that's really prime.
Yeah, and that's a good observation, Noah. But right, yeah, that simple test of what other combination of factors can we find to equal this number? But if there aren't any, right. Yeah, even numbers can definitely be tricky. Okay, so Noah, having identified these prime factors that make up 48, what can I do with these prime factors, 3, 2, 2, 2, and 2, to check if they equal 48? Yeah, we can multiply them. So I can write them out like this. But there's another way I can write this out using exponents and powers. And how would I do that?
Exponents,
So
power.
exponents. Remember what exponents are?
I'm trying to go back in my mind to remember what exponents are.
Do you have your notes?
I'll look just to see if I can find it.
Okay. I'll give you about 30 seconds to look in your notes.
Not parentheses.
Okay, I'm gonna give it to you. So our base would be 2, the number that's being multiplied. How many times is it being multiplied?
It's being multiplied 4 times.
Okay, so we would say 2, and then how would we say that?
2 and 2 4.
No.
2
2 to the power of...
2 to the power of 4.
Good. Okay. So we would have this.
2 to the power of 4 times 3.
Good. 2 to the power of 4 times 3. Awesome work. So, and show me how you would multiply these numbers together.
Well, first what I would do is go 2 times 4 and just give myself the whole number right off the bat with the 2.
Okay, try it.
Like go 2 times 4 equals 8, and then do 8 times 3.
So but we're not going 2 times 4. We're going 2 times 2 times 2 times 2.
So it'd be 2, so I go like 2, 4, 6,
No.
8.
Is that what's happening? So go 2 times 2. What does that equal?
Times 2, 4.
Okay. Now so we use those 2s. Now we need to use this 2. 4 times 2 equals...
4 times 2 equals 8.
Good. So we use that 2. And now what number are we going to multiply?
8 times 2.
There we go. What does that equal?
10.
No.
16.
There we go.
And then 16 times 3 is 40. No.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna write it.
You can work it out. Go for it. Well, 48. Good. Okay. Noah, how would you rate yourself on this stuff? From the factor trees, and then identifying the prime numbers, and then organizing the prime numbers into an expression. Where would you self-assess yourself? Between 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Well, with that, something that goes with that, would I assess myself from right now, or would I assess myself from when I knew it?
How about both? Both. So kind of you're taking into consideration what you've learned, and then your ability to kind of work with it right now.
Well, I was pretty good at it when I learned it, but then as I learned more, my brain got more filled up, I kind of forgot about it.
Sure. So maybe you would say that something we need to work on, or that would be beneficial for you to work on, is reviewing your notes, staying up on kind of like those quick multiplication facts. Yeah. And okay. You know, something I used to do that our teacher used to make us do in 5th grade was rewrite our notes. And that was a really good way to study. Before a test, you rewrite all your notes. Anyways, so Noah, taking all that into consideration, how would you assess yourself?
I would about give myself a 2 on it.
Okay.
We're going like 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Correct.
Yeah, I'd give myself about a 2 because I'm not 100%
Sure.
on it right now.
Need a little nudging? Sure.
Yeah, I
I give you a fraction, and I want you to find the simplest form. Simplest form.
Okay.
Nice. How did you solve that?
So you have to do what you did to the top to the bottom. So I divided the top by 7.
Mm-hmm.
So I divide the bottom by 7.
Excellent.
Which gives me 1/3.
Perfect. All right, Noah. Let's go. Okay, we'll do another one. Very quickly. And you can do this in 2 ways. You can find the simplest form, which is also the same as finding an equivalent fraction. So either going to the simplest form or finding a different equivalent fraction. Please tell me what would be an equivalent fraction to 4 24ths.
Okay.
12ths.
I divided 4 by 2, and since I do that bottom, so I did 24 divided by 2.
Wonderful. Okay, very good, Noah. How would you assess yourself on fractions, finding the simplest form, and equivalent fractions?
I give myself a 3 because I don't think I could teach someone.
I like it. I appreciate your assessments. But you're pretty solid.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would agree. Nice work.
It would be 2500.
Okay, what would that look like?
You'd have the 2. It'd be like, so you'd have the 2 and the 5 behind the decimal.
Okay.
Behind the,
Like that?
yeah.
Cool. Excellent. Nice work. Let's do one more. Ooh. I kind of want to do one that's trickier. Let's see.
It'd just be 500s.
Okay, what would that look like?
It would be 0. It'd have 2 zeros and then 5. No, 0, 5.
So where's my decimal point?
It's in front of the first 0.
So here?
No, in front, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, right there. Yeah, that's
In the middle?
yeah, that. Yeah.
Okay. And then where does the 5 go?
Behind the 0.
Okay.
Behind the
Here? Cool. Good. Excellent. How would you rate yourself on that stuff, Noah?
I give myself a 3 because I can't teach it.
But you're feeling pretty solid. Nice, Noah. I agree. Okay, your last problem is going to be a long division problem. All right. Oh, yes.
What type?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead. I'm going to give you a minute to work this out, and then you're going to walk me through it. Take me through the steps.
Okay, so first, I did, how many times does 12 go into 52?
Okay.
And it goes in 4 times.
Okay. Where do I put that for?
Above the 2.
Nice work.
And then I did 4 times 12,
Mm-hmm.
which gave me 48. Then I subtracted,
Okay.
and I had to take away, because you can't subtract 8, so
Mm-hmm.
I had to borrow from the 5.
Okay.
Making it, so that's the, and then we have 12, and then I did 12 minus 8, which gave me 4. And then I had to drop down the 9.
Okay.
And then I did 12 times 12. How many times does 12 go into 49? And it went in 4 times 2. And 4, and then 4 times 12 is 48 again. And then 49 minus 48 gave me a 1. And then remainder 1.
Excellent. Noah, if you were to check this problem, what would you do?
What I would do is I'd probably first of all, add the 1 back to the 44 to make it 45.
Would you do that before you multiply, or would you do that at the very end?
Yeah, I'd go 44 times 12.
Okay.
And then I'd add the 1 in.
There we go. Yeah, because if we add the 1 ahead of time, then it ends up being 12 times 45, which would be a whole other thing, right? Because multiplication, makes things a lot bigger. Cool. Noah, how would you rate yourself on that problem and long division in general, kind of taking into account this problem, but then also problems you worked through this semester?
I'd give myself 3.5 maybe.
Okay.
Because I can't teach it, and I'm not 100% yet.
Okay. Yeah. Nice, Noah.